Good morning, beautiful people. Good to see you again. Another glorious day. Yeah, just got into work here. Got a couple minutes to spare. Was able to stop and get my Starbucks this morning. Still out of apple syrup. There's still out of apple syrup. I don't understand it. It's a seasonal item. You know everybody's gonna want it, and we don't have enough in stock. So I waited, a couple days to go back, and they don't have it. So I'm just doing the tried and true caramel macchiato. Nothing wrong with that, but it would have been a little more zazzier with some apple syrup. You know what I mean? But we're good. We're good. Can't complain too much. I still got a coffee. Wearing some really cute new earrings that I got when I went out shopping with my girl Kristen. I forgot what store I got these from, but yeah, those are a lot of fun. Of course, got a cute fit on, doing some jeans today, because, like, I don't know, casual Thursday, I suppose. And some cute wedges, of course, so, we'll put together enough. But yeah, I'm very excited. I really want to get through this day. I do have that customer that's still in financing. I would absolutely love to wrap that up today, if at all feasible. Don't know, because it takes the banks years to get back with us on anything, and also him and I are going back and forth on pricing and trade value. Like, it's always so much more complicated when we've got people who, and it's fine, like, the resources are there to help, but when we've got a trade involved, when we've got financing involved, things like just get so much more messier, because it's just so many more opportunities for objections. I almost said obligations. More objections, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, I want more for this. Oh, like, yeah, so it's already hard enough with the vehicle itself, because people have that mindset of, like, oh, we're going to negotiate, and I'm like, well, we're a manufacturer, so there's not really much room for negotiation, because we are factory direct. We are not a dealership. Dealerships are third party. They mark stuff up so they can make a profit. There's a little more wiggle room on stuff. For us, it's like our markup on a chassis, for example, is like 90 cents. Like, we're not making money off of the cars themselves. Like, our money comes from the conversion only, and that is factory direct pricing. Like, the cost of the materials, the labor, the time, everything. Like, it's very, very fairly priced. If you check into the market, you look at other vehicles, other modifications, you'll see that. You'll see that we are very, very reasonable for what's out there on the market. So, but still, just when you get those other avenues involved, it complicates things, makes things take longer. And as you guys know, I will be off Friday because I am going to spend time with Mo. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to do, because he won't be off of work until like very late. It'll probably be about midnight, and I'll be arriving into the city about like 6, 7 o'clock. So I'll have a couple hours to kill there. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just like walk over to the Rockefeller Center, pop by the Jupiter, say hi to my friend Austin if he's there, and if not, then I'm gonna definitely get like one of those delicious rose liqueur drinks that I'm so very fond of now. So just something to entertain myself a little bit until my man is ready. Is ready to see me. So yeah, we chatted last night, about till about 1 in the morning, which is still a little later, because we were both kind of like, all right, we need to make sure we go to bed, we're rested, like, so we can hang out and not be tired the whole time, like last time. For him especially, like, he was exhausted last time. But we stayed up till 1 talking anyway, which is earlier. That is earlier than what we usually do. So yeah, but I think he's making us reservations for some like seafood place, which I told him, I was like, mussels, oysters, stuff like that. Like, I have a hard time with that. I have a hard time with that kind of food. Like, I'm willing to eat it and try it, but like, you know, creasy out. Like crab though, like I love crab, like snow crab, absolutely delicious, beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. I'm willing to give it a shot, and I think it's really sweet. He's planning stuff for us. Like, I'm not used to that. Like, I'm used to having to be the planner. Like, I've always had to in the past, like, ask somebody to think of me. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just a like, oh, I'm thinking of you, so I'm doing this for you, or I thought this would be cool for us to do. I would have to literally say, hey, let's do this at this time on this day. here's the phone number. Okay, I'll make the reservation. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing everything. So it's really nice to have somebody who's like, ooh, well, what do you think about this? Like, okay, how about 4 o'clock? And like I love that. Like, I don't know, that's like a turn on for me, I think. Like, I was just like, mm. You know what I mean? Like, does anyone else feel that way? Like, thank you. It's nice to not have to do everything or have to ask to be considered. So, yeah, I love that. Like, hey, I'm thinking of you, you know, or hey, would you think about me this week? Would you send me some flowers to my job? Which I've never outrightly asked that, but like that kind of stuff, like just sweet, thoughtful things. Like that's really what I want. I want a partner who's like that. Like wants to consider me, wants to think of me, wants to do nice things for me. Just because, not because I asked. Not even because like it's just a holiday, like you know what I mean? Just something. Like here's a big thing. Here's a really big thing, guys. And maybe this sounds like really spoiled and rude and all that, but like Christmas, for example. I absolutely love Christmas. There's something about it. It's just warm, it's loving, it's just exciting. I like, trying to think of really cool gifts to get for my loved ones and just like stuff that they'll love and is useful. I'm really big on that like useful type gifts. Like sometimes they're like love it later kind of gifts. But like I'd always like get the stockings out and I fill them up with all sorts of cool like little goodies because like the stocking was one of my favorite things when I was a kid. Like we were able to get up early and that was the one thing that us kids were allowed to get into while our parents slept in until, 11 or whatever and we could do the rest of Christmas. Get in there and there'd be like little breakfast things like bananas, oranges, like we were able to have that. We weren't allowed to eat the candy, but there'd be candy in there and like little like novelty type gifts and like sample perfumes and bubble bath and like things like that. So I always really love that, and I always make sure to fill up the stockings with like little thoughtful things like that. But my stocking would remain empty later in life with in like that relationship. My stocking would always be empty, and I would be so I don't know, like it like genuinely hurt my feelings, and I know it's silly, but it did. It hurt my feelings, and it bummed me out big time. And so I would have to be like, please, 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 put something in my stocking. For the love of God, would you? Just put something in there. And so I asked, and he did. He put stuff in my stocking next year, but then it was like all of these, like, it was just 1,000% like Mexican candies, for example. Which is fine. Like, I like trying new stuff, but it's like, but that's all it was. I'm like, well, how about we throw like a couple like Reese's in there and maybe, you know, a couple other little things instead of like just a full box of like this international candy you ordered, which is fine. Again, like I like trying new stuff, but it's like not all that stuff is tasty, and like I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm trying this. I don't know. I hope that doesn't sound ungrateful because I was appreciative. I was like, okay, at least we did something, but I'm like, how about some things that you know that I will like something that you thought of for just me, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I make any sense, guys. I don't know if I ever make any sense. But I love you guys so much. I gotta get inside to work, and you probably have things to do too, so get to it. And I love you so much. And again, if you're still here, I see there's like 400 and something of you now who are coming back and watching my videos pretty continuously. Like, throw me a sub here. And again, please, when you interact, and I love when you interact, please keep it respectful, please keep it positive, please be kind. Most of you are, and I appreciate you so much. Like, y'all are so wonderful. Like, there are so many of you, just super kind people. You're my kind of people. But there are a few that I have seen who are putting some nasty stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. That's not respectful. I wouldn't do that to you. Please, please treat me how you would treat your sweet, precious grandmother, okay? Alright, guys. Have a great day. Subscribe.